Hey guys, Got a Fox here, and today I'm bringing you another storytime video. And I've been waiting a long time on this channel to tell this story. I didn't know when I was, but I guess now is a good time since I'm actually doing pretty good on YouTube now. Yeah, so today's story time is about how I got in-school suspension in high school for the first time. And it was on the last week of graduation too. So I'm gonna tell you how that happens. And you might be wondering, how did you even get in school suspension on the last week of school? Well, I'll tell you why. So basically, when I woke up like a normal under any other day. So I wake up, get ready, I get my backpack and everything, and keep in mind, I have tons and tons of stuff in my backpack because I use my backpack for everything. So that includes like pocket knives, lighters, tools, multi tools. I carry everything with me because I like to go work on the go. So usually I use this backpack for everything. So whenever I get ready for school, I use that backpack for school as well. So you can kind of see where this is going. So when I get ready, get my backpack, take a shower, get food and everything, brush my teeth, and I head off to school in my car. I drive to school. So when I get to school, everything goes. And today, on this day, everyone was bringing their gaming consoles because we had nothing to do in school. So all we had left was like, oh, just to chill and watch videos and like play video games. So everyone was bringing their Xbox consoles, PlayStations. So I brought my VR headset. So I get to school and I'm playing. I'm showing everyone my VR headset, and they're like, "Whoa, this is cool!" Because not a lot of people get to play VR, in school, like in high school, because like no one's got like have money to afford that. So I'm showing them all my VR headset, and everyone's like, "Whoa, that's so awesome!" And I go through each period of my class, and then in comes the eighth period class. So I have 9 periods. So I get to my eighth period class, and I'm doing my video game design class. So this is what I'm studying for. So I'm doing my work in there. I'm trying to get my work done, and because I think I had like one more thing to do, and that was it. But when I already turned it in that day as well, so I was about to start playing VR, and then all of a sudden, this one of the managers of the school comes in and says my name, and he says, "Can we see him to the office?" And they're like, "Oh, all right, go ahead and go." I was like, "What the heck?" So I pack everything up, and I get my backpack on, my VR headset, and my jacket, and put everything back on. So, and I asked the dude, I'm like, "Well, why'd you get me? Like, why are we heading to the office?" He's like, "Honestly, man, I have no idea. They just told me to get you. I was actually watching another class before they come and told me to get you." I was like, "What the heck?" So the guy escorts me to this room. When we're sitting there in the room, we're sitting there for like an hour. So I start small talking with the guy. I'm like, "Honestly, man, like I don't understand why I'm in here." And he's like, "Yeah, honestly, man, you seem like a good kid. Like I seen you all this time with your friend. You all always having fun. You never get into trouble. So I honestly don't know why you're in here. It could be someone's framing you for something." I was like, "What the heck?" He's like, "Yeah." And he didn't want to tell me what it was because he can get in trouble if he gives that information to me. But I can kind of tell where it was going. Someone was doing something illegal in the school, which was smoking weed, some drugs. So I don't even do any of that. So the audacity of the school to even put me up in there and investigate me because they thought I did it because they saw me on the cameras, which is so dumb. So basically, they finally pulled me out in about an hour, and there was a few kids that walked out because they had to like do a urine test, which is so weird. So I'm guessing they got caught, but they came in and said, "Oh, we're gonna search you." And my not my principal, but like the vice principal and the other assistant was like, "Yeah, we're gonna search you." I'm like, "Why?" Because there was something illegal going on in the location where you were located. Where were you located when this happened? I was like, "Well, what happened?" Is that it's an ongoing investigation, sir. You cannot ask those questions, or we cannot give you that information. And I'm like, "What the heck? Then why am I even here? I don't even know what's going on." It could just be a cover up. I'm like, "For what?" "So you won't get in trouble." I'm like, "Bruh." So they say like where it happened, and I'm like, "Yeah, I was there because I had something medically wrong with me at the time. I was trying to like use the restroom." And keep in mind, when I walked in there was like nobody there. I had a brain fart for a minute. There was nobody there when I walked in. And keep in mind this: there was no one there in the bathroom. So when I walked into the hallway, there was no one there outside, no one there on the inside. And so I'm sitting there like, okay, nice. I have the bathroom myself. I could just take a crap. So I'm there trying to take my dump, and I feel a little bit better. And keep in mind, 10 minutes to 15 minutes go by. I walk out, no one's into the bathroom. I walk out, no one's there in the bathroom. I walk outside in the hallway, no one's there in the hallway. So I'm kind of confused as to like why the principal was saying like, oh, I spotted the location where it happened. So I go to my class and everything, and like the teacher is even a witness. So basically, whenever he told me this, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we spotted the location. We checked the cameras," and I'm like, "Okay," and he's like, "Yeah, it happened in the same time." I'm like, "Same time, bro? There was no one there in like the last 10 minutes. Like I was there in and out. No one was there. So how am I in all this?" I mean, you were in the same location, so we have to investigate you. I'm like, you know, I'm a good kid. That's so ridiculous. It's policy. It's policy. I was like, that's so retarded. So, all right, we're gonna have to search you. Put your bag down. Put your VR headset down, and then we're gonna have to search you. Take your jacket off. Take your shoes off. And so they were literally patting me down like if they're police officers arresting me, and they freaking like they took off my shoes, looking at my shoes, and then they got my phone and opened up my phone case, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna have to see if you're hiding something in here." And so I like drawing too. I like because I'm pretty much an artist too, so I like drawing a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff, and so I have a bunch of markers. So they open up my stuff and they see all my markers, and all of a sudden they're going through all my markers, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, we're just going through it because we're trying to see if you're hiding something." I'm like, "In the caps?" "Yeah, we're trying to see if you're hiding drugs." I'm like, "What the heck? You know I don't do anything." "We gotta be sure." I'm like, "Oh my god!" And then they asked me, "Is there anything else before we actually pull out anything bad?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have a few pocket knives and stuff and everything. I have lighters." And they're like, "Oh, okay, well you know you're not supposed to be bringing that to school." I'm like, "Yeah, but I use that backpack for everything, so I kind of forget that it's in there." And they're like, "Oh my god!" So they pull up my stuff and they're like, "Oh, this is so bad. You can't be here at the school with this." I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not doing anything bad with it." And they're like, "Well, yeah, but like what if you leave your backpack there and then someone like sees it and takes his stuff out of it and they use it against another student?" And I'm like, what about like the janitor having his toolbox out and then they could just bring the student could just take any tools from there and use it against the student?" And they're like, "It's because it's policy." I'm like, "What the heck? Policy my butt." And so they get all I guess my technical weapons, but I use them as tools. So they take my screwdriver, say that's a weapon. They take my permanent marker. And I'm like, I'm confused. I'm like, "Why are you taking the marker away? You can get high off it." I was like, "What the heck? I'm not over here sniffing markers. You know I'm an artist. I use that for my drawings." And I thought it was the dumbest. And they took away my necklace. They took away my necklace. It was a bullet-shaped necklace with a mood-changing spider on it. And I was like, "Why are you taking that?" "Oh, it's a weapon." I'm like, "How? It's a necklace." And they're like, "No, you can't have that, sir. It's bad." I'm like, "That's just retarded." So they take away that, and then they took away quite a few other things too. It was honestly just the dumbest thing too. So they're like, "Okay, well, we believe your story, but you're still gonna be in trouble." I'm like, that's so stupid. So I didn't get in school suspension because of the drugs or the weed that they originally got me in for. I got in school suspension because my dumbass forgot the freaking tools in my backpack and lighters, and I just ended up bringing it to school, and I just never paid any mind to it because the whole year I had it like that the whole year and the previous years, and no one's told me anything. So that was just ridiculous. So I get done with that, and they're like, "Okay, you got in school suspension." But the story doesn't end there, because when I get to suspension, the freaking teachers were just freaking like a-holes, man. Like I couldn't even do anything fun because like apparently I was in trouble, so I had to be punished. And so they're like as soon as I got there, I was trying to like pull up my phone. "Put your phone away, sir. Give it to me. I'm gonna put it in the desk and lock it in the cabinet." I'm like, "Okay, fine. Here you go." So I give him the phone, and I pull up my laptop, and I'm just like on my YouTube videos because I was able to find out how to get the Wi-Fi to work on there because the school Wi-Fi sucked, but I figured out how to get to it. And they're like, "Oh, do your schoolwork?" I'm like, "I'm a senior, like, and it's the last week of school. I've already did everything before I got in trouble." "Well, you don't have anything?" "Yeah, I don't." "Well, pretend like you're working because you're not supposed to be having fun." I'm like, "What the heck?" And then like the other kids that got in trouble with the weed and stuff, they weren't even in the suspension with me. They probably got kicked out or something, like out school suspension. But like I was just so mad that those freaking kids got me into that, man. And I don't even know them. I think they were freshmen. And so I'm there. I'm like, fine. I'm just gonna take a nap. And all of a sudden they're like, wake up! You're not supposed to be sleeping. You're supposed to be in here suffering. They literally said suffering, like if I was like some kind of like prisoner in their torture chamber. So I was like so upset that I didn't get to spend time with my friends in like the last week of school, and I got ISS, and I didn't get to do anything really fun anymore. So the only cool thing was I was able to find out how to get my YouTube videos to work on my laptop, and I was able to watch YouTube for the whole day. And I had to sit in that room for 8 hours with that teacher that sucked for a whole week. But when I finished, I was so happy. And then like they almost didn't let me go walk or graduate because they were like, you're supposed to go walk and take pictures with everyone, and then all of a sudden they're like, no, he's not gonna go. Why? Because he's in trouble. He's got ISS. And then all of a sudden my mom came in, called the school, and was yelling at the school, you better let him go. You better let him go do it. Like, this is ridiculous. And then they finally let me win. And I was like, yeah. And then my friend Easy Bake was like, yeah, let's go. Because he was trying to get me out of it. He was trying to convince the teachers. So I got out of it. I was able to graduate okay. And then I'm just finally glad. And now I'm here in my college and making YouTube videos every single week. And like I gotta say, I like my life now than what it was before in the high school. I hated the high school so much. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a great day, a fantastic Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a great week, a great October. Look at the new gameplay for BioShock in the background. I was finally able to record it since forever. I've been wanting to record this game. Yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I guess moral of the story is, don't bring any weapons or tools, I guess, or permanent markers in that case to school, so that way you don't get in school suspension. So yeah, guys, I'll see you on the next one. See y'all later, and peace.